The people who get rich in 2025 are not going to be doing it the old way. They're going to be doing it with one thing that's set today up differently than any other part in history, and that is AI and digital products and services. It is so important for you to start studying these things. I've seen Mark Cuban, Mr. Wonderful, and multiple other billionaires talk about how AI, if they were 25 years old, they would be spending every single waking moment of their day studying AI and digital products. Now, I'm a pretty old school guy. I like physical things. I collect sports cards. I enjoy printing out papers for notes. But I know that the AI is the future. I know that crypto is the future. I know that the digitization of everything, tokenization of everything is going to be the future. And so you have to be able to get into this process and understand how this works. So today on this video, I'm going to break this down for you so you can take advantage of it and start setting yourself apart from everybody else around you. The middle class is getting wiped out fast, and the gap between the rich and the poor is getting wider and wider and wider and wider. And this is because the rich are able to get richer faster at a higher clip than the people that are still working, doing mundane tasks every single day, working jobs. Like, I grew up in the restaurant business. A person working at a restaurant is still making $10 to $15 an hour. Now, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, somewhere, between $7 an hour or $7.25 an hour minimum wage, up to maybe $20, $25 an hour. But that range doesn't grow that fast. Whereas people that are in other industries that have taken advantage of AI, of crypto in these situations, they're able to move so much faster. You can only make a sandwich so fast, but you can do so many other things faster with AI, ChatGPT, and be able to put all this stuff together than you could ever do before. And so, I'm not a code writer at all whatsoever. That's why I sell life insurance. But people are able to write code without knowing how to write code. They're able to create apps without knowing how to create apps. They're able to do things differently than they know how to do. And the ability to be able to put all of these systems into place allows you to speed up the process of your business super fast. And so whether you're an experienced business owner that's been working at the same thing they've been doing, like my dad, for 40 plus years, or you're a 16-year-old kid trying to figure out what you want to do in life, you need to adopt AI. You need a shift from thinking that you need capital and venture capital and investors and all of this whole foundation to, I need to be able to create leverage your time, leverage your money, leverage your systems. This is the ultimate situation. That's why I love infinite banking and this is not a sales pitch for it, but a reason I love infinite banking is because that allows me to leverage my dollar. Now, ChatGPT allows me to leverage my time as well as having people work for me. And so you're able to do this much faster, and the world is becoming smaller and smaller as it's getting bigger and bigger. What I mean by that is that you're able to hire people, virtual assistants. I don't have any virtual assistants. I like people to be in the office. Again, old school, right? But you want to start adopting some of these systems. Now, everyone in the office is on ChatGPT nonstop. My executive assistant, case manager, our marketing manager, everybody on our team is taking time out of their day to spend with ChatGPT. My first 2 hours of every single morning from about 7 to 9 a.m. is work spent ideating and figuring out ways of being able to improve my time, leverage my time so that I can do what's most efficient. And so one thing that you can utilize ChatGPT for is to shift your belief system from having to figure it all out yourself to being able to have somebody every single day, 24/7 that, and I say somebody, I mean ChatGPT. In our office, we call it Chatty. All right, but being able to have Chatty there, somebody there that you're able to bounce ideas off of and have them guide you on your path. And you can prompt it to be able to be somebody that you want it to be, whether it's a marketing expert or a billionaire business person or the best restaurateur that ever walked on the earth. It can take bits and pieces from all of the people that you want to be like and be able to give you advice as if you're a conglomerate of that person. And so my ChatGPT is trained on infinite banking, knows everything about infinite banking. And it also knows that I love studying Alex Hormozi and Gary Vee and Grant Cardone. And I want to put those three people together and create my own brand. And all of that's possible through ChatGPT. And you can create a script for a video just like this in the split second and be able to do that right away. And so you have to be able to create digital leverage with your time. That's what can help you speed up. I know Grant Cardone says this a lot, is he's trying to bring time forward, meaning if you have an appointment scheduled next week, see if they're available this week. But Elon Musk just said, if you want to move fast, try to accomplish your 10-year goal in 6 months, right? How can you, instead of creating $1 billion company in 10 years or $1 million company in the next 10, how can you be able to do that now? And you're able to do that by having labor leverage with a team and AI assistants and VAs, be able to have capital leverage by asking people, asking ChatGPT or asking other online platforms what you can do to leverage your money and how to spend your dollar. Invested is the better word. Invest your dollar wisely so you can make sure you're getting the most efficiency out of everything that you do. And then digital leverage. I don't know. Again, I don't know how to use code, but being able to create code, create media, create images, a lot of this, the AI pictures that you see, that Alex Hormozi is doing a lot of this right now, which is being able to create AI, what's that called? I mean, AI renditions of who he is, right? Like a caricature almost of who he is, and be able to put that together. Meaning that once you create once, you can sell something infinite amount of times and without any scaling expenses. You could not do that before. You had to have a standalone location where people could walk in and order your products and services. Now you can reach anybody. So the world's become much more expansive. There's much more things expanding and happening at the same time, basic quantum physics. But also the world's getting smaller, meaning you can have somebody that you would have never even been able to connect with in the Philippines, in Colombia, in India, in Pakistan, in any place, anywhere, at any time, right now. And so if you were going to build this into like a millionaire flywheel or a framework for you to figure out how you can actually create millionaires or be a millionaire using AI and digital platforms, it would be broken up into 3 parts. And that first part would be about creating. We've been spending a lot of time on the creation aspect of it. How can you use AI to create products, create courses, create books, create tools, like being able to use ChatGPT to write up the situation, be able to use Midjourney or some other tools that are out there to learn how to brand or make a storyboard, and then be able to use Synthesia, which uses the AI version of you or another person to film what you want to do. You can create so much faceless content out there. And I want to get my face out there, which is why I'm making a video like this. But you can make faceless content and go viral. There's a lot of videos that I watch down the rabbit hole that don't have anyone talking, but they just have a hypothetical situation about, something going on in history that evokes thought. And you're able to create this. And so you can plug in whatever business you have and say, hey, this is how we do it now. How can I make it better? Or this is what I sell now. How can I improve my sales? How can I improve my marketing? How can I connect my sales and marketing better? These are all things I've done recently and be able to create a more efficient business by utilizing ChatGPT and other AI tools. The other thing that you can do with creation is being able to use crypto rails to be able to offer decentralized solutions, be able to create a process where you can accept all different forms of payment, right? A couple of years ago, we just had Venmo and PayPal and all of these online platforms, but now you can create a place where you can accept cryptocurrencies. And so you want to start being able to figure out how you can do this. Now, if you're in a financial product like I am, you want to start figuring out what can I do that our competitors can't do. That if you run a restaurant, how can I possibly accept Bitcoin to buy this sandwich right now? You want to start being more creative and innovative. And luckily, you don't necessarily have to use your own brain power. You can just ask, hey, I'm in a really tough industry in my head. I think that I don't know how to do this thing. Can you give me ideas for how I could possibly do it? And within seconds, you'll have answers. And that's how you can work with creation or ideation. I call it my visionary time when I'm thinking about how can I do bigger, move faster, stronger, better, and bring the future forward. So that's number one. Number two is to convert all these ideas into actual content. Use it to create short form and long form content. And again, you don't have to do anything. This morning I said, hey, give me 25 ideas for the next 25 videos I'm going to make that are for my target market, that will add value to their lives, and give me a short description of each so I can tweak it as I need to. And so you're able to create this very fast and then convert that to actual from idea and thought to form and attention. And use funnels and automations to book calls, to sell products, to automate the whole process so that you don't have to have Sally at the front desk call your clients and to ask them for a survey or call your clients to confirm, but they can get a text and an email and a follow-up text and email to make sure that they're engaged and they're going to be there to be retained clients, not just one-time clients, because retention is key. Alex Hormozi's favorite metric to track is LTV CAC. What is your lifetime value of a client divided by your cost for acquiring a new client? And the higher LTV CAC you can have, the better. And so you'll be able to decrease your CAC, your cost for acquisition per client. You can decrease this by being more targeted and focused. And you can increase your lifetime value by simply asking, how can I create more lifetime value for my clients? Especially if you have a one-time purchase offer or you have something that you think people already are on subscription, you want to be able to create opportunities for you to create more value out of every single client that you're talking to so that you can give more value. You're not going to be able to receive more income if you don't give more value. And so you want to focus on being able to utilize that. And you can use tools like our CRM system is Go High Level. We use Zapier to connect it to our dialer system, which is Alaware. We use ChatGPT to take information from ChatGPT and connect it to Go High Level and write the workflows and the quizzes and the funnels and the whole situation, and then send it to the marketing team, and then create a whole game plan for how the sales team can actually convert these ideas into money, and then send that as an outline or a workflow or a flow chart to your sales team, and then be able to ask what metrics you should track for the operations team, and then who you can recruit or promote to or prospect so that you can have the people aspect of your business be thriving too. And so all of these situations happen in the convert stage. And then third is to compound. Take these profits and flow them into tax-free wealth, into other options. Like I put all of my money through my policy, through infinite banking, and then I invest it in myself and my business and looking into doing real estate. But like these are things that I do after I've already created compounding profits and that I already know I'm getting the right about return so I can grow. Now, you want to be able to have strategies that allow you to compound your money. You want to learn how to earn money, keep money, and then multiply that money. And that's why LTV CAC is such an important metric, because if you know that you're going to make $5 for every dollar that you spend to acquire a customer, then you want to be able to A, figure out how to increase that, but then B, be able to figure out how many dollars could you put into that system. Right? If you knew that every dollar you put in, you're going to get $5 out, how many dollars would you put in? You would put in an infinite amount of dollars unless there was a system right next to it that you could put $1 in and get $10. And so you want to be able to focus on being able to do the most productive thing most efficiently that creates the most amount of money as often and frequently as possible. I mean, it's just, if you could create a perfect business, that's what it's around. And for you to have a great idea, we're all human beings. The one thing that separates us from every other species on planet Earth, this comes from Jim Rohn, is that we have creative imagination. And he got it from Think and Grow Rich, right? And be able to have creative imagination is something that we have. So ideas are great. And instead of trying to figure out 2,000 ways not to make a light bulb like Thomas Edison had to do 100 years ago, what if you could ask ChatGPT, how can I make the most efficient light bulb right now using our current modern day technology? Right? He would have probably only had to try and fail a couple times instead of 2,000 times. And so you're able to shortcut so many years and years and years of experimentation and figuring things out. And for some people, they say, well, I like to figure things out. I want to work hard. You're just not being efficient with your time. I mean, that's the reality of the situation is like, I don't care how hard you want to work. And I work hard too. You can work so much harder by using AI and these digital tools, because now you'll be able to stack recurring revenue, passive revenue, automated income coming in and out all the time of your business. And you don't have to do so much. I think there's this whole stigma going on with like working smart, not hard, but you need to work smart and hard. If you work hard and smart, you can do so much more with your time. Like Elon Musk is a great example. We all have 24 hours, 1440 minutes. He stacks everything as much as possible because he is leveraging everything in his life. He leverages his time, he leverages his money, and he's able to leverage himself by duplicating into all these people and uses very advanced technology to be able to do so. Same thing with Jeff Bezos at Amazon, that he's always reinvesting in technology so he can do things better, faster, and stronger. And you want to be able to do that in your life, and you want to do that with you. How can you leverage your own time better? All right. So here's a couple examples of people that have created businesses this way. Now I just met with a dude the other day, met him at the Trump golf course, and he created an AI assistant company and built it and sold it for $30 million. And now he's creating another company that he's valuing at just around $100 million, all through AI and crypto. There's tons of creators. Another example is all these creators using NFT memberships to create community powered income and be able to have all of these things be internal and be able to create all of this process. I mean, it's a whole industry that didn't exist 10 years ago. And third is myself with infinite banking and be able to create something that's like I don't want to call it a dinosaur, but an old industry like life insurance, which is super old school and been around for hundreds of years. And then being able to take AI and crypto and somehow mold something really cool out of it. And that's what I spend my time figuring out. How can I revolutionize this industry when there's companies that are out there that have been around for 200 years that have not changed things very much beside making a website and having a portal for a ton of for years and years and years. And there's so much opportunity in every single industry. There is so much opportunity out there for whatever that you're doing. And you can go create that and be able to not have to rely on the traditional systems, not rely on anything else. I mean, this is really important for you to be able to latch onto. And like I started off the video with, every billionaire that gets interviewed about these things, they all say AI and tech. This is just what's the phase of our world that we're in, right? Like 150 years ago, we were in the industrialization phase where we had the Industrial Revolution and there were factories and Rockefellers and JP Morgan and Henry Ford and all of this industrialness. And now we have the opposite of that, where we're getting out of the factories and out of the grunt work and figuring out how can we automate and use AI and technology to digitize and tokenize all of these things happening that we don't want to do with our time so that we can just do what we do best. And in the last year or so, I've learned so much about being able to leverage my own time, doing time studies, being able to figure out what should I do, only doing the highest urgency and most important tasks, being able to delegate as much as I can to people that are doing maybe less urgent, but also important things that I can have some of my team members do. Then being able to automate as much aspect of my life that nobody needs to do, and that there's systems and tools and processes out there for being able to automate it so that nobody has to waste their time doing it. And I say waste your time. I mean, just leverage your time. There's no reason that you need to have somebody call to confirm something that they can reply one to confirm at the same time. And then there's going to be things that you want to delete. Like just don't do things that are not urgent and not important. And being able to manage this is really important. And as you continue to grow in your own development, just as we all are, no matter how old you are, you want to be able to continue leveraging yourself, leveraging your time, leveraging your money. And that matrix that I just was doing with my hands, this is the Eisenhower matrix. Dwight Eisenhower, former president of the United States. This is how he made decisions. And he just did the most urgent, most important things. And as we evolve as a society and things move faster and happen sooner, and we are able to continue doing what we're doing, then we're going to be able to leverage our time and money more than we ever have in the history of the world. I was just listening to Billy Graham, the evangelist, this morning on the ride over here, and he was talking about the brevity of life, how brief life is, and how our parents and grandparents had way more time than they did, and they were taking horse and buggy. It took them longer to, not our parents, but like, and maybe not our grandparents, but our great grandparents taking horse and buggy. For him, it was like the 50s and he was talking. So whatever. But being able to leverage your time A horse and buggy is going to get you there slower, and then you're going to have they have less to do. A lot of people were doing farming and agriculture back then, and so then like literally the only working hours that you had were sun up to sundown, and there wasn't even light and air conditioning and all of these situations. They had way more time and way less to do. And now we have way things that are moving way faster. Now you can get across the ocean in a couple hours. You can be able to drive from here to there in a short amount of time. I can FaceTime somebody. I don't have to go visit somebody. But now we have even less time, and people don't even know what to do when they get to the places. And so you start a business, you're like, I need to go, 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 and you don't know what to do. Well, you can utilize AI and create $1 million company in less than 24 months. And I can tell you that because I've done it. I've done it. Me and my wife have done it together, and we're going to continue to evolve and grow and use AI along with what we're doing to be able to create the situation. So if you're serious about using digital leverage to scale your wealth, you need to have two things. Number one, a strategy, and number two, a system. You need to be able to have this system, be able to keep you liquid, tax-free, in control of your money and your time all the time. And so feel free to reach out to me. Would love to connect with you more. But this is something that as you evolve in your business as an entrepreneur and free enterprise, and as you evolve as a human being in society in the 2020s, heading into the 2030s, you want to be able to get ahead of this curve because this is undoubtedly, unequivocally where the world is going. And so you want to get ahead of it so you can take advantage of it. And just like the internet boom was happening in the 90s and a bunch of people became billionaires and also wealthy and then broke, the same thing is happening in crypto. Same thing is going to happen in AI. And if you can somehow merge what you're currently doing or what you're thinking about doing, or if you're younger, what you want to do with these moving and molding and emerging aspects of life, then you can go on to be super successful. So we're building the 10% of people that think this way, building the 10% of people that want to automate their life, want to integrate all of this and leverage their time, leverage their money, because the people that don't are just not going to be able to keep up with everybody else. So, let's go out there and dominate the society, be able to dominate your industry, be able to go create this. And so if you're watching this right now and you're feeling jacked up, feel free to write in the comments what you're going to be able to do to integrate these things below. And I look forward to connecting with you guys soon. Have a great day.